Have you ever considered how reading can empower you to get out of a rut and to get your groove back? Welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to discuss how reading can help us to turn the page and inspire personal and professional growth. Let's discuss 5 benefits to reading. According to the NAMNI National Alliance on Mental Illness website, a 2009 study found that reading can reduce stress up to 68%. It provides a healthy escapism. It allows you to travel to somewhere else in a different place, in a different time. And you may say, hey, I do that when I watch television or I go to the movies. That's true. We do get to escape when we do those things. However, the difference is when you go to the movie or you look at television, the images are presented to you. In other words, it's somebody else's idea of what this person represents, what they look like, what they sound like, how they walk. However, when you're reading, though the author gives you a description of what he or she has imagined this person to look like, to sound like, to talk like, you as the reader get to determine with your own imagination how that person looks to you, how that person sounds to you, what that person eats, all of that, even places you get to, with your own imagination, you get to determine how the flowers smell, what they look like. You get to imagine. So it's an interactive activity when you're reading. There truly is. It's so funny because when I'm reading, I will start laughing or I'm talking to the books. And one of the things my aunt used to always say, she never heard somebody laughing at a book, but I'm laughing because I can see these people. I can hear these people and what they're doing and what they're saying, and what I'm seeing is funny to me. And that's all a part of my imagination. The third thing that reading can do is improve relationships because reading fiction can increase one's empathy, social skills, and interpersonal understandings. That's because we're reading about somebody who we're not related to. We don't know them personally in most cases, especially if it's fiction. It's supposed to be somebody who is made up. So we don't know these people. But our ability to connect with them, to empathize with them, that can transfer into real life. Or reading before going to bed helps you to sleep better. And I know some of us can use a good night's sleep. Number 5, reading keeps your mind sharp, which, according to some research, may slow mental decline and reduce the risk of Alzheimer's. So, those are 5 benefits, and there are many more. Reading can be a powerful tool for getting out of a rut by offering new perspectives, inspiring stories, and practical advice. Reading also stimulates our mind, encourages reflection, and as we discussed earlier, reading provides a healthy sense of escapism. Escapism can give us break sometime that we need from living our real lives, whether it's a good life or whatever. Sometimes you just need a break. I'm going to talk about a few genres and some titles from my personal library that can inspire personal growth. And they're not in any particular order, but you have self help. This book is called Necessary and it's by Ginga Glass. She has broken the book down in that'll help you to do some self introspections. Ask yourself some questions. I will list the books that I will be going over in the description box below. So you don't have to worry about slowing down the video to write them down. The other kind of book I like to read in genre is memoirs. I love memoirs because it tells you about real people and they get to share their life, their lived experiences, and what made them the person that they are. This one is by Sheila Johnson, one of the co founders of BET, Black Entertainment Television. She is now the owner of a luxury suite of hotels called the Salamander Hotels. I can't wait to try to go to one of those. It's actually on my bucket list. And she co owns several sports teams. She's also a billionaire, y'all. Okay. You have motivational books. This one is called Sister Heals. And this is by Dr. Joy Harden Bradford. She provides therapy for Black girls. She has a YouTube channel. There is a website, a blog. I will put the information regarding those resources in the description box below as well. Then you have fiction. This book, Black Girls Must Die Exhausted by Jayne Allen. I'm reading this book now. I've been slow getting it done. This is the first in a series of books. I have the other books that she's released, and I think there's a new one that came out this year in 2024. Quick story, I had an opportunity to meet her virtually when I participated in a writer's workshop. Initially, this book, as well as this books in the series, were self-published and then were picked up by a traditional publishing house. So she republished these books through the publishing house, and I think these are published by HarperCollins. She's also on tour right now, so look, you can Google and see if she's going to be in a city near you. I wanted to go see her when she was here in California. I unfortunately missed it. The next one is you have personal growth and development. One of my favorite authors in this area is Valerie Burton, Burton. And this book is called Get Unstuck, Be Unstoppable. Now it's very this book been out for a minute, but I thought it was good to include it because we are talking about getting unstuck. Valerie has so many books and she has a YouTube channel. I will be sure to link that in the description box below as well. The next one I'll call Point of Interest and Historical. This book, I love this book. I read bits and parts of it. It's by Deborah D. Douglas. The reason why I like this book is because it's a map. You read the book and it tells you the place that the particular thing that happened in US civil rights, where it happened. It literally gives you a trail. And this book was a gift from Miss Melissa Boyd. Her, y'all, she has an IG channel called Lemon Drop Travel EXP, and that stands for experience. Follow her. I will put her information in the description box below, but she gave this book out when she first started her Instagram, and I love it. I love it. I really want to follow and go to some of those historical places that we would consider in our community, we would consider them landmarks, her historical sites. So I'm pretty excited about using this book when I start traveling to all of these different places, do road trips with the girls and family. And the last but not least book is the Holy Bible. I read that every day. This particular version or translation is the New King James Version, but I have a number of different versions and translations that I read. I go between this and the New American Standard and some of the other ones. What are some of your favorite books? Share them in the comments below. So, in my overcoming procrastination video, one of the suggestions that I shared was creating new habits. Now, I'm going to take a sidebar. If you haven't checked out that video yet, go check it out. It's pretty good. I'll put the link somewhere here on the channel. But I'm going to talk about five simple tips for cultivating a reading habit. So, number one, you want to curate a personal reading list. Select from various genres and authors that resonate with you. Now, I happen to hold up authors who are Black women, other than the Bible, but Black women. But I read books by a variety of different people in a variety of different fields. I read a lot of leadership books. So just kind of vary your list and your reading journey. Two, I would encourage you to create a cozy environment and space and atmosphere to make reading an experience. Think about grabbing some herbal tea or lemon water and your favorite blanket or something that is going to help you to just get relaxed. Maybe it's your favorite sweater and sit in your favorite chair or whatever. Just make it an experience. Third, commit to a reading routine. You might consider saying, hey, I'm going to give 10, 15 minutes a day to reading. Maybe you make it a specific time of day, like I mentioned earlier. Maybe it's before bed. Maybe it's when you first get up. Maybe it's at your lunch break or what have you. Just take some time. It could be a part of your self care routine. Fourth, consider exploring different formats such as ebooks and audiobooks. Now, I personally prefer physical books because I like to open them, I like to smell them, I like to dog ear them, highlight them. I write through my books, so I like the hardcovers. Funny story, my girls had a disagreement about whether listening to audiobooks constitutes reading. Now, my oldest one said no, but my youngest one said yes. Do you consider listening to audiobooks reading? Put your thoughts in the comments. So, the last thing you want to think about is just disengaging from social media, cutting your phone off, stepping away from all that because it can be distracting to your reading experience. Consider just having some time as a part of your self care that, hey, I'm going to just disengage. And so you're getting two things done at once. One, you're reading, and two, you're doing your self care. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. If you know someone who can benefit, share the video. And as always, share your thoughts. I respond to all the comments. Until the next video, we'll talk.